Hey friends, it is Sunday, and that means it is time for another Sunday service. My name is Nick. I am the minister here at Red Deer Lake United Church, and we are an affirming church that gratefully gathers on Treaty 7 land. And what we are all about is finding in the way of Jesus this new way of being human and alive in this world. This way connected to God, each other, and ourselves. This way of life that transforms us to be people who go out and transform the world. People who transform the world to be one where everyone has enough and everyone has a place. Yeah, that is who we are, and we are so excited that you are here today. Thank you for joining us. May you know that you belong here. May you know that there's room for you here. May you know that this is a good place to be. It's a good place to be because it is a second week of Advent. We are 1 week closer to Christmas, and we've got all kinds of amazing, good, awesome stuff for you today. We've got, what do we got? We got stories. I think we've got a poem. We've got songs. We've got prayers. We've got a sermon. All this stuff that helps us move closer to Christmas and getting ready to embrace everything that it is. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. And so once again, welcome. We're so glad that you are here. And we're going to start with a song. And as we head into this song, do this. Do whatever you need to do to finish arriving. Do whatever you need to do to open up, to soften up, and choose to be here, knowing that here matters. So if for you, if that's singing, awesome, sing. If that's simply taking a chance to just breathe and let your body catch up with your spirit, cool, do that. If you want to read the words, do that. Do whatever you have to do, knowing that it's good to be here and we should show up with all that we are because all that we are is accepted here. And so my friends, as we head into our song, as we head into this service, may peace be with you. God who is moving towards us. As we show up, carrying all that we are carrying and feeling all that we're feeling, may we remember you meet us with nothing but love. Heal us, hold us, renew us. God, do your thing. Amen. So today is the second week of Advent, and that means today we light the candle of peace. To you in the midst of conflict, to you dizzied by chaos, to you deafened by the noise, and to you who cannot sit still, may you hear the good news. Christmas is coming. Christmas is when we experience a peace that says you don't have to earn your worth. You are loved just as you are. You are family, not enemies. So breathe deep, because you are not alone. So as we get ready to receive this peace and let it change everything, may we be those who still the waters and turn down the noise, and be the light that brings peace. So as you can probably tell, this is the week of peace. It's the week that Advent invites us to think about peace and everything that it means and all the places that it goes. And today I want to end up asking us a question. But before we get into that, I want to talk about what peace is. Because when we talk about peace in our tradition, we're not talking about any other kind of peace. We're talking about a very particular kind of peace. A peace that our Jewish siblings call shalom, the very peace of God. And it makes me think of this parable where there was once a man who he left everything to go and try to bring peace to the world. So he left his partner, he left his kids, he left his friends, his community, his job. He left everything that he loved to set out and go and bring peace to the world, to end all the violence, end all the wars, end the division and the chaos and the abuse. He wanted to bring peace to the world. And the story talks about how this man actually did it. He brought peace to the world. He ended all of those things. And then after he died, he realized that he didn't feel that peace. He didn't know why. So he called God and said, God, why? Why don't I feel that peace? Look at what I've done. I've ended all the wars. I've ended all the violence. I've ended all the division. Why don't I feel it? And God, she looked at him and said, because you started in the wrong place. Peace does not begin out there, God said. Peace begins in here. And I love this parable because it reminds us of something so revolutionary, so liberating, and so world-changing. It reminds us that when we talk about peace, when we talk about shalom, what we're talking about is a peace that begins in here. This peace that begins with the conviction, the trust, and the deep knowing that we are loved just as we are. Yeah, that's what peace is. Peace is the deep knowing that we are loved just as we are. And peace begins there. That's what that parable is getting at. This is where peace begins. And I think that's why Jesus came preaching the message that he did. He came into our world with this message saying that, hey, all of you who have been told that you're no good, not wanted, not enough, unworthy, unlovable pieces of garbage, guess what? That's wrong. Guess what? You are loved just as you are. And I think Jesus came saying that not only because so many of us don't have peace within us, so many have bought into the lies and the narratives that we've been given that tell us otherwise, but also because Jesus knew something that many of us often forget. Jesus knew that the peace that's out there, that peace that comes from violence ending, from division ending, from chaos ending, Jesus knew that peace begins with this peace. He knew that flows out of this. And so he came bringing this message of peace. This message of you are loved just as you are. Despite what you've been told. Despite what the narratives may say, and despite what the wounds may say. You are loved just as you are. And may that peace, that feeling of groundedness, that feeling of security, may out of that flow this. Because this is a peace that if we truly believe it and we truly live it out, it will flow out of us and change absolutely everything. And so knowing there is a power to this peace, knowing it's got some legs, knowing it can change the world. My question for you today, and I only want us to sit with this. We're not going to get into anything else. I do want you to spend some time with this. The question for you is, where do you go to experience peace? Where do you go to remember that you are loved just as you are? Where do you go when you realize you've been robbed of your peace and you need to bring back that groundedness? Where do you go? What do you do? And so I want you to share that. You can share it with the people around you. You can put it in the comments. But let's spend some time reflecting on the places or place that we go, the things that we do, to remember that despite it all, we are actually loved. And it's out of that feeling that we can feel some peace with ourselves. Instead of that peace with ourselves that can flow a world where everyone has enough and everyone belongs. Yeah, that's what we're talking about when we talk about peace. This peace that begins here and flows out into this. And so my friends, let's spend some time answering that question. Where do you go to experience peace? And so once again, may peace be with you.
The peace of wild things. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world and am free.
So one of the traditions we have here at the church as we count down to Christmas is to sing one Christmas carol per week. And we don't do that because it's fun to sing these songs. We do it because these songs that we sing, these Christmas carols, they can actually teach us a lot about why Christmas matters in the first place. And so every single week, we ask one of you to share with us about your favorite carol and what it teaches you about the meaning of Christmas. And then having heard that, having the whole thing opened up to us in a whole new way, we sing it. And hopefully sing it in a whole new way, making us that much more excited for Christmas. And so we're doing it all over again. And so this week we have Fran with us. And so we're going to turn it over to Fran and sing the Huron Carol. I almost forgot. The Huron Carol.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Fran, and I'm talking about my favorite carol, my favorite Christmas carol, which is the one that begins, "'Twas in the moon of winter time," commonly known as the Huron Carol, and it was written in the 1600s, and I guess it was written by a Jesuit missionary who was amongst the Huron or the Wendat tribe. Nowadays, the words are maybe a bit old-fashioned, although United Church hymn books still have them. "'Twas in the moon of winter time, when all the birds had fled, that mighty Gitchin Manitou sent angel choirs instead," and on, telling of the message of Christ being born and the angels heralding Christ's birth. I love the message, and even though it has been rewritten into more modern words by Wendat people in more recent times, we still retain the same words at the moment in the United Church. It's number 71 in the United Church hymn book. And it's the same message, modern or older, same words, same message of Christ's birth and how the Magi arrived and celebrated that birth by presenting gifts. In this carol, it's beaver pelts and other things that were prized in the Wendat culture. And one of the reasons I love this hymn is its haunting melody, but I also love it because when we used to winter in Arizona for a few years, we made many American friends who had never heard this carol before and asked if I would sing it to them, and they loved it. They just loved it, and I remember now always that carol as a means of having communicated with the American friends we made down there, who are slightly culturally different than we, and yet had loved and embraced that carol. So thank you for the chance to talk about this and have a wonderful and enjoyable time listening to this carol.
With gifts of fox and beaver.
So one of the things that we believe in our community here is that when it comes to prayer, when it comes to opening up and connecting to the divine, you can do it in all kinds of ways. There's no one right or wrong way to do it. But you can pray in all kinds of ways. You can dance, you can do art, you can be still, you can be silent, you can use words, and you can do it through music. What matters is that you're doing something that allows you, that encourages you to open up and invite in that Spirit who makes all things new. Because that's what prayer is. And so today for our prayer time, we're going to pray through music. And so we invite you to use this time to open up and connect and invite in that Spirit. And so if you want to sing along, great, do that. If you want to listen, great, do that. If you just want to reflect on the words, great, do that. If you want to dance, do it up. It doesn't matter. But what does matter is that you use this time to open up, to allow in God and ask God to do her thing of making all things new. And so, my friends, as we head into our prayer time, let's pray together.
Peace for the children, peace, peace, peace for the children, we pray. Following the path of one of peace, we work for healing, we work for peace, peace for the children today. Peace for all people, peace, peace, peace for all people, we pray. Following the path of one of peace, we work for healing, we work for peace, peace for all people today. Peace in our families, peace, peace, peace in our families, we pray. Following the path of one of peace, we work for healing, we work for peace, peace for our families today. Peace for the nations, peace, peace, peace for the nations, we pray. Following the path of one of peace, we work for healing, we work for peace, peace for the nations today. Peace for all creatures, peace for all creatures, peace for all creatures, following the path of one of peace. We work for healing, we work for peace, peace for all creatures today. Peace in the cosmos, peace, peace, peace in the cosmos, we pray. Following the path of one of peace, we work for healing, we work for peace, peace in the cosmos today.
All right, my friends, that is everything for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for joining us for a Sunday service. We do hope you got something out of it. And if you did, if you are picking up what we are putting down, if you believe in our work, we'd love to ask you to donate to our church. There is a link below in the description, and it will take you to a page where you can donate to our church. And all of it goes to helping us do this work. Doing this work of offering people hope and connection and meaning and purpose, and trying to get people through this pandemic so we come out of it better than when we went into it. So if you can, we'd love for you to donate to us there. But if you can't, that is cool too. You are welcome here anyways. And if you are looking to keep this going, we'd love to invite you to join us on Zoom in a few minutes. We're going to gather on there for a chance of connecting and seeing each other's faces, because God knows we all miss it, and we'd all love to check in with each other. So whether you are new, whether you've been here for a while, you are welcome to join us on Zoom. But let's end with a blessing. Let's end with this. And so, my friends, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what you're bringing in with you, no matter what is going on in here, may you have a sense of peace. May you deeply know that you are loved just as you are. And may that sense of peace hold you up. May it ground you. May it root you. And may peace flow out of it, so everyone can be at peace with one another. So my friends, go in peace, go in love, go and do it loudly. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.